BowmanDigitalMedia.com.
JoeTheFinanceGuy.com.
Michael Ray! Oh, I got to take you off mute. Sorry about that. All right. How you doing, Michael?
For the win, baby. I'm in the house. Ball's beautiful. How you doing, brother?
Every day is a holiday. Every day is a holiday. So
hey, it's happy hour. It's Friday. Instead of a cup of Joe, it's bourbon with Joe. It's Friday night.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Bourbon with Joe. And I left my I still got to do some housework or outside work after we get done. So I don't think the bourbon would have been good for me tonight.
Right?
Yeah, especially putting up this big umbrella type thing. I was telling you earlier about the screws on it, so I could just imagine me not being totally with it, trying to put those screws in. I think instead of a screwdriver, I'd probably use a hammer. So that probably won't go.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably use the hammer, so that wouldn't go over.
It could be an effective tool.
Oh, and yes, it could. Yes, it could.
Right.
But I know we already got it. It's good to see. I know Bernie's in the house, so which is great. How you doing, Bernie?
Bald is beautiful. I told Bernie that earlier. Bald is beautiful. That bald.
The 3 B's. When I heard it today when you shot me that thing. I go, I love the 3
said
B's.
This is the triple B. Bald, yep. Beautiful, and Bernie, baby.
And then we got Mariella here, and who's always here. She's a great person. So, and we got Maddie Moo.
Hey.
Maddie Moo in the house. So she's doing that. So let's see. And what you have today, Michael Ray? I think he wants to know what kind of whiskey or bourbon.
So let's go with
Miller.
Weller.
Or no, Weller.
Weller. It comes from a Buffalo Trace. A little bit of a Weller Special Reserve for this occasion because you are special.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm gonna raise my smart water to you right now.
Right.
Because again, I wasn't doing it today. After we get done, I'm going upstairs to actually work. So. Oh yes, it does. It makes a
whole case of that then.
So yeah, it makes me really smarter when we do that. So yeah, and there's a little fish inside too. I think. Yep, there's a fish.
A fish?
But anyway,
is it like tequila? Like you said the word you get.
Yeah, it's if you get down to the end, you gotta drink the fish. So
you gotta drink the fish. Some good nutrients in there, right? And
my kids look at it and they go like this all the time. They go, Dad, there's a fish in the background on here. So, but I've always drank smart water. Loved it. I have a filter in the upstairs, like in the fridge. So I don't know why. I just don't like the tap water, but that's just me. So
that's okay. You know what? If it promotes you drinking water, which is good for all of us, then it's up to me. I always say you can justify the expense if you stay hydrated. So
exactly, that's what I'm telling my wife.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna bring that up for the next time. Said Michael Ray said it was okay.
That's how you justify it, man. It's healthy living. So if it makes you drink more water, then it's so worth it.
That's exactly
because it's the better alternative to sodas and spending the money on all that, So yeah, drink up, baby.
Yep. Well, Michael Ray, I know I got you and Maddie Moo here, and I want to hear about your story. I know about it personally because you and I have talked several times, and I know you're co-hosting with me.
A story.
I want to know. I'm people out there want to know your story. Or what's the new thing you're working on? Anything, because I want
the new thing that we're working on, at the moment is going to Texas, and you've kind of been behind the scenes for Florida, California, and this one's not really working much different other than the level of support, that I'm getting is a beautiful thing. So I'll keep that man behind the scenes right now, but there's a gent in Corpus Christi, Texas, that's kind of spearheading it. We've built a pretty good and amazing relationship, again, off of LinkedIn. That's the power of connection and engagement. But so no, yeah, I leave in 9 days to do 10 days in Texas, and insanely excited. Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Corpus, Houston, and then back to Dallas. So, off of the heels too of a lot of beautiful people from LinkedIn that I've never met, that I get the opportunity to go out in their communities, and just like we did, up in Indy, to make people feel loved, right, all over the state of Texas. So yeah, it takes some planning, because when you go into these major cities, just like Indianapolis, people are all over the place, right. So you contend with schedules and traffic and, and moving around. And a lot of times when you're trying to surprise human beings, I mean, there's moving pieces, to it. So, but
when we surprised her, she was scared. At least at first. Remember, she came out, she started backing up.
Right.
I had to push her back forward. I remember that. So yeah, that was fun. So, but she knew nothing.
They all are fun. And, at least I tell people this, because a lot of what I love to do, like you saw the one with Bernie today, is I love to be on people. Yeah. So thankfully that we're kind of getting to the other side of this craze we've had. It's the ability to be in, people's personal space and real, again, not to diminish what I did during COVID, but it's a much different feel when I'm on somebody in their personal space rather than being 6-8 feet away, right, and really being close and looking at, them in the eye. So we feel like we're kind of there now in being able to do it safely. So I'm excited about that, man.
Oh yeah. Now, and there was something else I really want to talk to you about is, and I'm going to try to drop the StreamYard link in there, because if anybody else wants to come on, I think it would be great. And I'm trying to catch up with everything. Baby. Yeah, Nancy. I love Nancy. Let's go through here.
Waiting for that wisdom. I'll give you some wisdom to flow, baby.
Yeah, she got her own bottle.
It's called brown water. Cheers, bitch.
Oh, I love that. And Nancy, just awesome. And then Bernie, just putting this out there, especially with companies, schools, etc., opening up. Michael Ray would be a great motivation. I agree. I think you'd be awesome.
For it's called CARS, the Center for Autism and Related Disorders. I spoke to 35 people on a Zoom call, today. So yeah, but a number of places being in the presence of humans. It's Nancy and Rick recently, in California. It's great, or even you, Joe. But getting to meet you and give you a hug, I mean, that's what it's all about. Meeting beautiful people for the first time and shake face and being able to hug.
Now, who are you going to meet out in Texas? Are you allowed to say like anybody like that you're going to meet? I know you just talked about the Corpus Christi person, but is there anybody that you?
So, I mean, nothing's really a surprise, but the beautiful thing about this is that it's big and small. When I say big and small, it doesn't matter what kind of presence you have on LinkedIn. It's about your willingness and wanting to be a part of this. So, it's as big as Lacey Abachi in court, a couple of 100,000 followers on LinkedIn, to somebody as beautiful but as small as Melanie Orr, who's in Dallas, and it's not about a following, but it's about a connection and the level of engagement and relationship that we've built, and you want to share on the opportunity to go make people feel loved. And of course, there's a lot of other moving pieces in there. I mean, Donna Lopez, who is down in Corpus and works in the school system in Corpus and looking to connect with, if you know Savor the Flavor, everything is scrumptious with, Kenneth Dunner in Houston. So there's somewhere around 25, 30 names. I'm just spitballing now, but, that are littered all throughout the state of Texas. The challenge is you can only do so many. Again, when somebody's in North Dallas and South Dallas in really logistically trying to make it go around. So as much as I would probably love to go do 50, it's logistically hard when you're really just trying to cover, as I said, a lot of real estate, in the state. Like when I was in Florida, I went from the Keys to Jacksonville and then back down the other side, back through Tampa and Naples. And, when I was in Cali, it was San Diego up to Bakersfield and fighting traffic.
And I Cali, but you got to see a lot of people. I mean, I thought it was a lot from the videos. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it doesn't seem, or maybe it seemed more.
No, and in both cases, I think Florida honestly was a little bit more. And I'm spitballing here. I want to say I met up with about 30 to 35 people from LinkedIn all over the state. We did about 25 videos in Florida. In Cali, I think I met with about near 30, and we did about a little over 20 videos, in California.
Right.
And that's kind of the hope too. Generally speaking, my goal is to do between 2 and 3 a day.
Right.
So if we can get that done while we're there, that means we'll do roughly 25 again in the state of Texas. So
I'm excited. All right, so now let me ask another one. What can you tell us about XXO?
XXO is a beautiful platform started by just really quick, I'll get back to that. But when I was in Florida, connecting with even Nancy's parents, you know what, man, it was just so beautiful the way the universe kind of spins things. But it was one of the last ones I did in Florida with her parents, and it was beautiful. But again, XXO Connect is a platform that Jason Leibowitz started. It's a safe space for people really to kind of come in and connect with so many different themes. And one of the beautiful themes that's happening in there too is my beautiful friend Raquel Boris, who started Rock Vision, and it's powered by XXO, to where she's having these beautiful conversations with kids, to where you can have kids come in, and again, in a safe space, to where, whether it's kids or not, where you're really not judged and you can have conversations. It's kind of like and I want to make sure I'm explaining this correctly, like a Zoom, but yet they're different themes in the conversations. They have different coaches and things throughout the day that come in. But again, more specifically about Raquel and that Rock Vision and the different people in it. And I'm also hosting one for her to where we kind of talk about the power of kindness and making people smile and having these conversations with 12, 14, 16-year-old kids and a lot of what they're doing in their community. And again, when I say safe, it's without judgment, to where, to be able to come in and talk about things to where you're not being judged.
Right.
Brian Shulman says he's with us in spirit, but he's in the car. Shout out to his son who just graduated and is going to Princeton.
Yep. Yep, that is awesome.
And I hugged that man. I wanted to play with his hair. And
I loved his video yesterday, the Ferris Bueller theme on there too. I thought that was pretty cool. So
showing a lot of stuff with his son graduating from high school and put a big old P on the top of his son's cap and things, but just another beautiful human being.
Yep. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Well, there's so many people, you've touched so many lives on LinkedIn, Michael Ray. I mean, I told you last night when you and I were talking, like when you FaceTime me, and obviously I wasn't doing anything. And Maddie Moo was even there when I FaceTimed you too. So hi, Maddie.
It's I understand that. And I think it's no different in some of the work that you do, Joe, that we know that we're helping and we're changing lives, but yet I guess I just look at it humbly. And I say this a lot. I never diminish the people that come in all the time that comment, but it's often too the people who you don't know the names that send you a message and talk about how much they have seen in what they're going through in life and what it has meant and represented and the level of gratitude
right
that people have. But often I have said, when I'm doing things, if it's a random act of kindness, it's about obviously touching the life of the person I'm with. But truly, it's not about the thousands of people that watch. It's about the one life. Right. Because right? Hey, say yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was for me at a Wendy's drive-thru. Hey, I really quick, Erica Warfield, I'm coming for your ass. I'm coming to Texas, and we're going out to do something, girl. You know it. But it's about that one person, because for me, as I've told my story so many times, it was someone who can't tell me she loves me, then do a drive-through. Because those two things had to intersect to understand the power of the situation and what we as strangers, when we intersect with so many people in our daily lives and we just don't know it, we're not mindful of it, how Sean Trell at a damn Wendy's give me some chili one morning made me feel good.
Right. And that's where it all started.
And it's where it all started because it gave me the opportunity, because I decided in that moment, understanding the gravity of it, to take a picture with her. Not knowing, because again, a lot of times things are not born there, but it starts marinating there.
Yes.
And then I took a picture and I had time to reflect on it. And it was like, wow. And then I found myself a few days later taking another picture. And then a few days later, another picture with strangers. But that's how then it came alive. And I'm like, I felt so good. And it was born out of pictures. because I knew and understood the power of a human being that can't talk.
Hey, Michael Ray, hold on a minute.
What's up, baby?
She's only got a minute, and she, I want to keep her because I want to make sure that she doesn't, leave us on there. Hi, Nancy.
Maddie Moo. Oh, your contagious little laughter over there, man. You are such a bright spot, Maddie Moo. Love you.
Hey.
Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No. That's all right, Nancy. Nancy, thank you very much for coming on.
Of course. How could you pass up this, to be with these two men by yourself? Have them all to yourself? Come on.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush.
You're gonna, you'd have to be a fool to pass that up.
Well,
I would have to agree.
Of course you would.
Have you opened up your bottle yet?
I haven't. It's actually for tonight because I'm gonna go to my neighbor's. I know. Well, last weekend it was really crazy.
Did you get any mint?
I wouldn't. She grows it. She has mint. She grows it. So
it's so beautiful. Then
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go hang out there. But no, last weekend I wouldn't have enjoyed it. It was too crazy, and it would have been like, oh, I want to taste it. Whereas tonight I'm gonna drink it.
And you're gonna be okay for tomorrow.
I will be okay for tomorrow, and if I'm not, you all can come on and give me a hard time.
I'll give you the hard time anyways. I wasn't even on last. I don't even know what happened, why I wasn't on last week, but it was like 3:00.
And you realized?
Oh, it was because of my daughter's graduation. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's exactly where you
That's
were,
right.
dude.
Congratulations. I saw that picture.
I was just wondering,
post.
why wasn't it just odd? But yes, that was it. And I remember going, oh man, it's 3:00 and a family's there. I thought it would be rude if I went, well, I know they're still on.
I just need to jump on.
Right?
Yeah, I should have just went, I got to go do a podcast really quick. Yeah, I just don't think that would have went over too big.
Went over so big, yeah. My niece's graduation was today, and I think if I would have done something similar, it wouldn't have worked out so well. But and my internet was down all day, so it's just serendipitous that and you realize how much you need the internet for everything. And of course, because I'm brilliant, plan of attack: restart every device I own. Crap, that didn't work. Okay, unplug the router. No, that didn't work. Try it again, but keep it unplugged longer.
Was that before or after you shot that amazing reel video?
Oh, that was after. That was in the middle of the day. Yeah, it was the middle of the day here for me, where that was my morning. And I so appreciate you and Joe and all of the LinkedIn community because it gave me an outlet for that. Which if you didn't see the post,
see it, kids. Go find it and see it because it doesn't get any realer.
Thank you. I don't have a bigger fan, I think, than Michael Ray. I don't think anybody could have a bigger fan. But basically, so many of the things I've been manifesting have been delivered. And they're just coming at me so quickly. And it's all great stuff. It's all amazing things. But I just took a moment to share with everyone how overwhelmed I am by all of it. So, there's sort of
You're flying to the East Coast next month to speak?
I am. Oh my God, you're my PR person, and I will be speaking at the Storytellers Homecoming. Well, and I have to say, it's really exciting for me because it's my first keynote where I'm the keynote speaker.
This is all how it starts. And you meet beautiful people, and then
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm so grateful.
That is awesome.
Thank you. I'm so incredibly grateful. And again, it's all really good things, but it's overwhelming. And so I was sharing, there's sort of this idea that you only get overwhelmed by the bad stuff, right? The good stuff, you celebrate it. It's fantastic. But the reality is you can get completely swamped with that too and drown in it, which is kind of what I'm doing. And I am so grateful to the community for having grace and understanding where my heart is at, not where my fingers have made it yet. So yes, there's so much amazing going on, and I appreciate both of you. You guys are amazing cheerleaders. Thank you. But I'm excited you're going to go to Texas. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, where are you going to be on the East Coast?
It's in the Northern Virginia, Washington D.C. area.
Okay, Northern Virginia.
Where it's going to be is it allows me to have an excuse to stay with my best friend. So I'm going to stay with Raquel while I'm there, and she's a panelist at the event. So we will be doing that together, which is so cool because my first keynote I get to share with my best friend.
So wait a minute. I thought Raquel lived in California.
She grew up in California, and she was back here for about a month, just a little while back, was where we all met face to face. Her family's still in San Diego, so that's what it was. Hey, Tim. Yes, in the house. But she actually lives in Northern Virginia. Yeah, so that was a treat to have her here, but it's always wonderful to have another opportunity to spend time with her. And again, like I said, to do this event with my best friend alongside of me is makes it even more special. So yes. And somehow this has become about me. So Michael.
No, well, I mean,
Michael,
that's the beauty.
Yeah, Michael's my co-host. He's the co-host today.
Hell no,
See,
yes.
I've made myself the guest, huh?
Yes, you're in our space.
Okay. I'll be all guesty.
And it is good because I mean having you and Michael on, it's just great. It's a show about nothing, so it doesn't matter if we want to talk about what happened. I mean, hey, listen, oh, and by the way, just to go back to all the crap I went through a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, how you doing?
Everything.
Does everyone know that you woke up during your colonoscopy?
I woke up. See, that joke will be going on for a long time.
Yeah,
Right?
will be. Until something better comes along.
I am all good.
Clean bill of health. Yes, the most important part.
Yeah, clean bill of health. The thing came through yesterday, so yay!
Awesome. Came through.
I'm
Did
feeling.
you get pictures of your colon?
Yeah, I got them, and I actually put them next to my nightstand now. I like looking at my colon.
Well, don't forget he got to see it it's not just pictures. He actually got to see it on the screen because he woke up in the middle of the procedure.
I remember that.
So, really,
Right.
not everyone can say that.
No, not everyone. And just think of it this way. Think of a worm tunneling through something. That's what, or no, better yet, for all you Star Wars fans, in Empire Strikes Back, when Han Solo was in that worm and he was coming out, that's what it looked like. I'm sorry. Sorry.
You're good. Good.
I just thought I'd share that one. So
yeah, because I needed to get
Welcome
another
to the
visual.
world of anal.
Wait, hang on. Hang on. Just a second.
Oh, she's gonna be doing the Snapchat or the
Well, I might. If I can make it work, I will. Hang on.
And that's the next thing I was going to ask. I was going to ask about Nancy and Radiating Real. Because I woke up and I took a good...
I don't know if I can...
Oh, is that Brian?
There's Brian.
Showing, man.
Hey, Brian.
Hello.
Thankfully, he's driving. That's about when I get to speak to him,
In the car.
He's on the move, yes.
Look at that hair. See, I never get to see that because whenever I see him, he's always got like this Iron Man helmet on, doing everything else.
Yes.
I never get to see the true Brian Schulman.
I got him to take out that sexy bun when I was.
We're live, but hang on just a second. I have I had you guys in my ear, so for him to be able to hear. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I can't hear.
Okay, hang on. I'm fixing.
Oh my God.
Stop. So bossy.
Hey, look who it is.
All right. Is it back
Get
to
it
my
together.
me together? That's funny.
Can you hear me now, Brian?
No,
I'm gonna
'cause
pull over.
you're gonna pull over. That's smart. That's safe.
Yeah,
Safety
I don't
first.
have much time, but yes, I'm pulling over.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, we have to remember it's like 3:30 on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So people still work.
I can't see.
Right?
anything,
He's
by the
still
way, you're
grinding.
Oh, I forget.
Nancy, put your camera on. I can't see.
But then I block your face.
Well, whatever. It's all right. I'm
Yeah.
looking at your bathroom floor.
We want to see how beautiful he is.
But I can hear Michael. There we go. Maddie Moo.
Moo, say hey.
Hi, Maddie Moo.
Hey, Maddie. See, we can't see you though. Hang on. Can you still see them?
No, I'm staring at your blanket right
Hey, look
now.
at me.
It's fine.
Look at me.
But I love you guys. It's good to see you.
It's great seeing you too, Brian.
We
I don't
love you
know.
more. Hey,
It's
hey,
all
Brian.
right.
Hey, Brian.
Yes. No,
Can I
love
get
you
a tongue?
more.
Hey, can I get a tongue kiss?
No.
For you, I might make an exception. I love you
Right,
guys.
man?
You got a workout there. You look good, man. Not you, Joe. You don't have any hair. I was talking about.
I
Michael.
know. Thank you.
But bald is still beautiful.
Yeah, bald is
I
beautiful.
love you.
I still got some. I still got a little bit left. It's
Where's
not all
my
gone.
Michelle Monaghan?
Which one?
Uh-oh, Nancy froze.
Oh, Nancy.
I was trying to give her some street credit. There's an actress that I tell Nancy that she favors. They're like doppelgangers, and that's Michelle Monaghan. She was in she's been in a bunch of Mission Impossibles and
Yep. Say bye, Brian.
Love you guys.
See you, brother. Love you, man.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right. Now, just know that the Brian Shulman in the car time is very limited, and I have now, hopefully he's not watching, I've just chosen you over him.
Oh, man. I am. Oh, listen, that's for you, Nancy. Thank you.
Sorry, where were you? You were asking me something.
I wanted to find out, how is Radiating Real going?
Wow. It's amazing. There have been several posts. People are so brave in stepping into this space. And for those of you who don't know what Radiating Real is, it's a hashtag campaign that I started, and hashtag Radiating Real. And it's about taking a picture of yourself, like when you wake up in the morning, just who you are in that moment, no mask, right? Just showing up 100% who you are and allowing that to become the norm and not the exception. Because by wearing all these masks and showing up perfect all the time, we're hurting one another. We're leading one another to believe there's a perfection standard that we can actually achieve. We are leading one another to feel like we're lonely and we're all alone and no one could possibly understand. And so, I walked around with a mask for so many years because I felt I had to, with everything going on with me. And when I finally took off the mask and really took off the mask by talking about my abuse, on LinkedIn, it was such a weight lifted from me. Like it was just so freeing. And so I want everybody to have that opportunity to just show up as you are. And of course, because this is an amazing community, they've gotten such unconditional acceptance when people post. They're inspiring one another and other people I don't know who have posted. I saw Tim and Mariella in the comments. They both radiated real. Yeah. And it's just a beautiful thing to see everybody, see everybody.
Tim.
Oh, you did, and Ira did. Ira, I don't think is here, but I know you did, Joe. You're not in the comments.
Yeah, well, and that's why when you said, like take off the mask or whatever, like that's how come I did a little grin, because, well, I actually was wearing a mask. Yes. That's why I took the picture on there.
And you were not the only person who talked about their CPAP. And
I know Lynn Holbrook did it.
Yeah, Lynn did it too. So, and really, there are people who are crediting the person before them with inspiring them. So that is so cool. And I said in my post this morning, I'm so grateful that it happens without me. Yes, I started it, but it happens without me. And that's the whole idea. So if you haven't radiated real yet, this is your call to action. If you need copy, directions to tell other people how to do it, DM me. And I'm more than happy to get you that information. It's really the hardest part is trusting that your community loves you.
Well, you are so right. I can remember this was about a month before COVID, and I was coming home from the gym, and an Elton John song was on. And all of a sudden, certain words hit me, and I just started bawling.
You cry? What?
But right? But I don't know why. I guess because I was at that point in my LinkedIn journey. I was about 5-6 months in, and I just wanted to share what it meant as a man, that it was okay to cry, that we have feelings and emotions. And I did, and I videoed it and then said, screw it. And the next morning shared it to LinkedIn, because this is just life.
Right.
It's okay. Again, as you say, it's not about perfection. We're imperfectly perfect.
Exactly.
I'm not perfect, but parts of me are excellent. But in sharing it, but again, what you just said, the love that I got back from the community of people, because they felt it, and at times they have the same things, but they don't have the courage.
Right.
But we're all here to support each other.
Well, that's it. Two things that you said, like there's parts of you that are fantastic, which is why we need one another, because all of our fantastic parts fit together to make the most beautiful picture, right? That's for sure, 1,000%. And, the love you get, I want people to feel that, to encourage them to keep doing it, right? Once you feel that, it's really hard to, it's addictive, right? You want to be you want to be bathed with that. That's just an amazing feeling, to be completely accepted.
I want to go in head first.
Yeah, whoever, right? You're completely accepted for whomever you are, whoever you show up, and you show up one moment one way, another moment another way. That's okay. I mean, I said it again in my post this morning, like, being human is hard. Being human is hard.
I know.
Life is hard.
I'm an Android. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, so you got the AI going on over there, Joe. So for you, and it's really good. It like seems really real, and you have the emotional responses of a human. So kudos to the programming over there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I owe it all to my wife.
Okay, there you go. And you know what, Michael, I love that you're sending the message, and Joe, you're the same kind of guy, because I know Memorial Day you got choked up, and it was okay to be there with your emotions and allow other people to see it and share it with you. And I think, one of the things we're so guilty of is assuming we're all human. So why do we say that men don't have the same feelings we do? Why do we assume men don't feel vulnerable, or have a day where they don't think they look good, or look at their stomach and think they're fat? Like, we all have the same feelings, and we don't give men permission to have those feelings. Like, somehow you're just supposed to erase them. And I think about, if I was supposed to erase those feelings, how that would feel and how my life would be, right? We turn that around on yourself and imagining living in a muted world where you've got to be something all the time. It's impossible. It's totally impossible. And sharing my story is all about, like you said, Michael Ray, for the people who are not yet feeling brave enough to share theirs. Right. I can be their voice. It's not the same exact story, but the more I tell it, the more people.
Ability to inspire and impact the lives of the people who need to see it.
Yes.
To create the safe space to come out, because we will love and support you.
Right. Unconditionally. Yes. This is not a community of judgment. This is a community of unconditional love, support, cheerleading. It's just a beautiful gathering of humanity.
It's a lot of what I tell people at times and laugh about. It's a lot of Maddie Moo, because she is, you look at her and look, it's hard not to see perfection, but she doesn't have the ability to judge.
Right.
And when I laugh about it, it's like a dog. Dogs love every damn human, regardless of who you are. Mm-hmm. So when you can find that space and find unconditional love and break down barriers, it's so easy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Michael, I couldn't agree more. When I talk about, I think I've been more closer to people on LinkedIn the past 2 years, maybe 3 years. It was before COVID. And then you start talking to more and more people, and the more you get engagement, well, then you want to meet people, and taking the online, offline. And then you start, when they get to know you. And I was talking to one of my retailers today. I was going, it's about know, like, trust. People do business with people. And I did the post like a week or two ago about Philip Seymour, with the microwave and he only got paid $2. Do companies betray you and stuff? It wasn't about really the company. It was about individuals and relationships is what make the world go around, whether it's in the business world or it's out there. Because Nancy, Mike, Ray, you guys know me. I mean, you know what's behind this curtain. All right.
I can't wait to visit it in person. This museum.
You guys know that this is not. There's nothing. I mean, I don't even need Snapchat or Snap camera or whatever. I don't need that. I'll just go grab a mask if I want to.
It's true. And make the rest of us envious doing it.
Well, but you guys know the real me, and I'm a 50-year-old gamer, and it does, and you still accept me.
Not still, because of it, we accept you. It's who you are.
Right.
Right. It makes you beautiful.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
Right. I'm the crazy cat lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I've been in her crib.
I'm surprised it hasn't come through today yet. So.
It's pretty solid nap time right now, and I'm in the bed.
Hey, let me ask you a question I got asked recently, and it just came up. So I was a guest on Peter Clark.
Oh, I love Peter Clark. You guys, if
Yes.
you're not connected to Peter
That
Clark,
dude,
get connected.
that's one dude in which I aspire when I can get my ass to Canada to hug it out and have a night with that man. But he, at the end of his show, he asks people a couple of questions.
Yes.
And he asked me a question that I absolutely love because it's on the lines of what I ask people too, because I believe so much in the power of self-love when I ask people to tell me something amazing about them. But he asked me, he goes, I love my life because.
Mm.
And it's such a powerful question. So I would ask you that, Nancy.
My
You
first
love your life
I
because.
do. And funny thing, my first instinct is to take off the because. I love my life.
Yes.
Right. I love my life because I can go a couple of different ways, because I live in gratitude, because I live in abundance, because I'm surrounded by the same type of people, because I have been given gifts. I've been given a gift that, I connect with people and I can have an impact on people. And in turn, the same happens for me, right? I get the connection to them and the impact that they bring. And so I love my life because it's full of riches. It's full of all sorts of riches. The humans I know, the experiences I've had, having gratitude for the shitty ones as much as the good ones. I love my life.
The shitty ones teach us lessons too.
No, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without them, I wouldn't be who I am. And I love my life because it's mine. Ultimately, I love my life because it's
powerful. And you can find so much joy and happiness in life with what you just said.
Mm-hmm. Nobody else gets it. It's mine. It's my life.
I think it's beautiful that what you just said. I love my life because.
Yeah, you don't need the because, but if that's the question, because it's my life.
And look at how much value you now find. My answer was, and it's eerily similar, but it's people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the relationships and the people in my life is where I find so much love.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because
it's
the value isn't in the things I own. It would be so low on my list of things until I got there. Honestly, it's the people and experiences. I ended up moving to Southern California.
There's so much value in that. And a lot of people chase things that are empty. Mm-hmm. I was guilty of that at one time in life.
Yeah.
We chase happiness and it's right there in front of us. It's right here on the screen. Mm-hmm. It's the people that bring us so much value and love.
Right.
It's the people who reflect back to us exactly who we are.
Yeah.
Because like attracts like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like attracts life. So all those people that I admire and respect and love and see doing these amazing things, they're a mirror for me. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. It's really a way to check in, because like attracts like. I have people in my life who are like me. Therefore,
but you know what? You're starting to see what I have said, and that is the power of one. And a lot of times people don't create the change in their life, and it impacts the lives of so many others because it is that simplicity, that ripple effect. And now mm-hmm. you're seeing and experiencing it, as you've put it, out to others. And the impact that you're inspiring to other people, it is. And that ripple effect, and because if you change one other life, it's then they go and change the lives of so many other people too.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And could you imagine, when you go back, you just think of like just the people that you've impacted, just even from Radiating Real, Michael Ray, the people that you've impacted. For myself, I don't even pay attention. I know, Michael Ray, you say it to me, well, look at what you've done. I don't look at myself like that. And when people compliment me, like you a little bit too, it's like you don't want to be, No,
but hey, let's keep it in the theme right now, Radiating Real. Let's keep it real. you may impact someone's life in giving them the opportunity of being able to figure out financing and getting something that they need in their life.
Right.
Right.
That in that moment changes their life too, dude. You know, come on.
Right.
So,
Hey, and even beyond that, the video you put together for Memorial Day, and if you guys haven't seen it, go to his page and dig through back to Memorial Day and the video
on my YouTube. I think it's on my YouTube channel.
Okay, easier to find there.
Yeah.
But the impact that had, tremendous impact. So
that was that actually, I love doing it. When I never, when I was on the thing with you and Brian and Tim, you guys just made me cry. So
we're good at that.
And I'm getting even teary-eyed just thinking about it. And that's not all I was thinking was, man, this would be so great, because I remember Michael Ray, who did we do that for? It was for Rachel
Beck.
Yeah, the walk where I think there was 4 of us, or maybe 5. I know I got you, Brian Burke, Corey
was in there. Yeah.
Rob House.
Rob did it. Yeah.
I can't remember who, maybe 6, but there were 6 of us. So I did that, and I was thinking, wow, that's pretty cool. Hey, we got together, common cause. This is awesome. So that's why I was thinking Memorial Day. All right, sure. I'll get it. I did not expect.
Hey, in the comments, is everyone frozen except for me, or am I frozen and everybody's good?
You just came back, girl.
Can't tell. Right now, everybody's frozen except for me.
It's a time thing.
They're back. Okay.
You're good.
Was I frozen the whole time?
Just a hot second.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I just thought you were listening to me. So that's it. Wow, she's really paying attention, Michael Ray. This is great.
I'm really connecting with your story, which I am. Yes.
She's going like this. Yes, I get it. No, not even just looking at him. So that's really good. But no, the Memorial Day one, I was surprised that so many people came in to do it, and it was great. So,
and that's the thing, is that surprise of who will show up.
Yep.
Right. You never know who's going to show up. You never know who's going to surprise you. And, that was a day I found out there's so many people I didn't realize had served in the military. There were so many people that I didn't know had served in the military, and I have a great deal of respect for anyone who serves. And Joe, I know you did, but as I said in the video, it's like that's a sacrifice, not only for you, but it requires you to be
for
right
their
for the
families too. A lot of times, you think about the people who serve and go overseas, but then the spouses and children that are home, too, working through that is not easy.
Right. I mean, it's a choice. It really says something to your family unit, right? It's a choice you all make.
Yep.
And you all live with, and quote unquote, what you're getting yourself into, but you also know that there's no other way to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't explain. Like, it's just.
It was, now for me, not going back, and it's not a long story. It's not really a story. I just wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a cop at 18. And you couldn't do it. And I was 17. I was graduated. I was 17 years old. And the only thing I could do that would do it would be the military on the delayed entry program. So I joined up, and, and I took the ASVAB, and I had military intelligence on there. And all I kept thinking about military intelligence was Spies Like Us, Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase. I wasn't going to be in Russia in some little small thing or whatever. As funny as that might be.
Not unless you get to be with Donna Dixon, who was in that movie.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, if that was the case.
Dan Aykroyd ended up marrying her, but go ahead. So.
Yeah, but it was that. I didn't want to do that, so I got military police, and that's why I went in. So that was my thing, and I loved it.
Hey.
That's another Ray.
That is another Ray.
So this is my youngest. This is my Sam. Hey, look at this head of hair on this.
Look at that hair,
Sam. 14, right? 14?
You're trying to put it my head, Sam. Yep. Good luck.
How are you, Sam?
Good, how are you?
So he was just voted sophomore class president at the end of school year.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Welcome to leadership.
Right?
Sam.
Talk about impact, right? He watches you make impact. He chooses to get involved and have an impact. It's contagious. It really is.
She's in LA
I'm in
and he's up
Buffalo,
in Indy. Okay. So say goodbye. I just wanted to bring you in for a second.
There, Sam. I was going to say something, Nancy. One of the things I was going to say, you talked about it earlier, like attracts like. And Nestle did, and Nestle, I can't remember her last name, or I'm not going to
It
say
starts with a G, doesn't it? Or
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
Gershwin. I could be off
I'm
base.
trying to think how to pronounce it. Yeah.
But Nestle did a post of laws of attraction. And I think that was today. And it's so true. And that's why winners hang out with winners. I've always thought that. And like-minded individuals, you're right, hang out with like-minded individuals. And that's how they push each other up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is, it's great for everybody. When you do that, when you meet people, it's like, I was down a little bit this past week about just a couple things. And I talked to Scotty Schindler.
Oh, yeah. From down under.
Yeah, from down.
You guys know all these people that I don't know. I need to see. This is why I need to hang out with you.
That's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a really good guy from down under. Yeah.
Good eye, Mike.
Yeah, good eye, mate. And
I'm not going to try.
And I was actually going to do a Deadpool thing, and that's probably not appropriate, so I decided not to. But I'll just leave that up to you. You know
Come
what?
on, radiate real, be you, baby.
Oh no!
No.
Nice pair of smooth criminals down under. So no, I wasn't going to do that. But that was all Deadpool and talking about Wolverine. But anyways, I talked to him and I was going through some things, and he goes, "You know what? That's when you need to talk to us more. You can't always." And this goes to you, Nancy, about the mask. Can't always display the happy-go-lucky. It's he helped me get out of it a little bit. Well, why don't you do this, and this?
Right.
And then I talked to, I think it was Randy McNeely and Kelly Robinson too. And the same thing. They were talking about different things. Oh my God, that sounds great. This is what you should do. And it helped me get out of that little bit of funk because I talked to my friends.
Right. Because you summoned her.
Yep. And I think that
it goes back again to that.
Yep.
It's because your friends love and care about you. And then
right. Unconditional acceptance and love, right? You could go to them and know that it was going to be fine. It was going to be better than fine. And I think it's the shared human experience, right? That one of the reasons you like how, when you were saying that like attracts like, and we end up together and push each other forward. Why do I have no picture on LinkedIn? Whatever.
Well, no, we see you're in that. We can hear you just fine. You're
in sleep mode. Your eyes are closed and.
Oh, yeah, a little bit too much. But
you started drinking already.
Well, it's 5:00 somewhere. But now I forgot what I was going to say, so it must not have been that important. I'll come back to it.
I'm sorry, Nancy.
Oh, don't be. It'll be back.
Well, we can hear you, and we know you're beautiful, so it's good.
I just wish I froze a little better. You know, it's so funny because I work in education, and of course, inevitably, the screen will freeze from time to time. And I had one time, I guess I must have frozen with the weirdest face because I could hear all the kids, and they were like laughing, like, "Oh my gosh, look at Miss Parrows! Look at her face! Look at her face! She's frozen!" It's like, okay, well,
you're unfrozen now.
Yeah, at least I entertain them.
Yep.
But like attracting like. My thought is also I want to learn from people who are like me. Right. I want to be able to gather lessons from them that have made them the people they are, right. To keep moving forward, keep growing. And so I think that's the other thing. When we talk to one another, we're learning from one another. We're sharing our wisdom. Thank you, Tim.
Right.
You're amazing. He's doing it. It was always, I keep telling you, it was in you. It was always in you.
I liked him. I always have
beautiful human being there. Yeah.
When I go on Brian and Nancy's show, because it's like I always put in, "Hi, Brian. Hi, Nancy." And then it's like, Tim is the, like I don't
forget the producer. Yeah,
I don't see him as much, but Tim is going to be on next week.
Yes.
Joe.
Yeah. And Tim is the unusual producer because he is in front with us. So it's like, it's funny, but one of the things that I was encouraging Tim to do is radiate real, show up as you are, right? And experience that. And I think it's amazing to me every time I talk to someone And I'm like, throw away the script, throw away the marketing, throw away the perfect, like what, just go. The response they get and the engagement they get from those posts
Are real.
are real and so much greater than anything they've ever gotten before, because you know what we want to know? We want to know about you.
Right.
We want to see you in your daily life. We want to see other people having the same struggles as us, not because we want to see people suffer, but we want to know that we're not alone. We want to know that, human is happening everywhere. And, we know each other, and it's sort of like, even like almost like a celebrity thing where you know them in a certain way, but if you get to find out personal information about them and you feel invited into their world, right? So Tim has been inviting people into his world this week, and I don't think anyone's RSVP'd no. I mean, everybody's loved it. Oh. And so that's just amazing. And again, I keep reminding him it was always in him the whole time. This is very little to do with me, but I appreciate it.
But you know what? Sometimes it's hard in trusting that patience and timing and knowing when it's right.
Yes.
In doing it. But again, having that highly supportive network of beautiful people like yourself and Brian and so many others, it's coming out now.
Yeah.
Because it just still blows me away how much love that exists from this community on LinkedIn. It's unlike any other platform. And Bernie was in here earlier, but he was the one, we all sometimes have somebody pushing us. And I was doing what I was doing, but afraid to share anything on LinkedIn. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? No.
Right. I'm not doing that.
And it took months. And I was like, okay, I'll share something on there. But then the people that came out and loved and supported me, I felt the affirmation. Yeah. And then it inspired me to want to do more. So it's such a beautiful thing to embrace.
It really is. And I had a very different experience on LinkedIn, I think, because I showed up 7 months ago, and the first thing I did was tell my story. Like that, it was like, open up my chest. Here I am. This is who I am. Right. And so I had that. Hi, Bernie. He's still here. I had that advantage. I don't know, that advantage, right? That I just showed up how I was. And so there was no previous version of me that anyone on LinkedIn knew. They met me right in that moment. And so that's why I'm encouraging other people to do it, because I think from day one, that's what I've gotten from LinkedIn. That's exactly what I've received. And those are the people that I've interacted with. And it changed my life. It literally changed my life. And I don't say that like in a flippant, glib way. It has changed my life. My purpose, my path has changed. My heart has changed. My mindset has changed. My goals have changed. Hi, Mariella's back. Everything. It changed my life. Like, I never ever considered being a live stream host. It's not even like, never.
But you get out of your comfort zones too. Once you feel like you see the love and acceptance from this community, it pushes you to do more. And again, now look at the opportunities that are being spawned from it, that you're going to have an opportunity to be in front of other humans and inspire and impact their lives.
Yes. Yep. It is really, it's always a privilege.
And that dude down there too, Bill Weber, if you don't know, I call him BW. He's in Cincinnati, but look at him just say that it changed his life when you keep putting it out there. Right. Again, the impact that it has on our lives.
Yeah, Bill, we're not connected, so reach out. At least I don't think we are. Maybe we are, but then we've never had a conversation, because once I've had a conversation with people, I will never forget. But and that's the thing that I keep telling people. Everything that's happened to me since being on LinkedIn, and there's a lot. I mean, I've been guest on shows. I have my own live stream show, weekly show, and I'm a co-host on another, right? I've spoken at events, and now I'm a keynote speaker. Like, what the hell just happened to me?
Nancy? Hmm? You have your own show?
Yeah, I do. Sundays, Connected Human Conversations. Mike Paterano used to do it with me, and hello, fuzzer friend. Hello. Mike Paterano has all this great stuff going on, and it was always intended to be my show. And he was giving me the space because I don't have LinkedIn Live. So like I'm sort of at the mercy of generosity of other people here to have a space. And James Monarsich has sort of quote unquote picked up the show. So from now on, it will be on his LinkedIn channel. But yeah, Connected Human Conversations is my show, and it's Sundays. I'm going to plug it, Sundays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's just about this. It's just about showing up. And that's what I was going to say. Everything that's happened to me through LinkedIn has been because I showed up. That's it. Showing up. You show up and it happens.
When you show up and you engage, you build relationships with people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah.
with the building and engaging and building relationships, I'm going to go another route too. You guys all know me. And when I go, and Mike, you know that I'll go out there and I'll do posts or whatever, but I also work. I mean, I know we all work. I don't have time to engage as much because I'm actually driving. So I can't engage like, out there. I mean, I'm sure it'd be okay if I just went like this. Yeah, that cop's not going to say anything. But
right?
Yeah,
we want you living, brother.
Right. Yeah.
We need you in the bat cave.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah,
I'm out there. So when I go, I don't want to say go dark, but when I don't answer back, it's not that I don't want to engage with people. And I actually feel bad when I don't, but when I come back, they're still there. My friends are still there because they know me personally. Oh yeah, it's just Joe. It was the beginning of the month. That's probably why he didn't do it or whatever it is. So I think it goes both ways. When people get to know you, it's awesome. They know you. They know what you're going to do. So they don't judge you. That's what I was trying to say.
Right.
They don't.
And engagement is so important to me. You guys know this. Engagement is so important to me. And so when I've not been able to over these last couple of weeks, I start to feel disconnected from my community, right? Because I'm missing what's going on in people's lives and what's happening and the celebrating or the supporting. And so it's a double-edged, because I have a 9 to 5 too. I have like a 9 to 7. You know, I work for the school district, plus I have my private practice. I do the 2 shows. I do the shows with Brian. I'm all over the place. And, you know, I'm still managing to engage most of the time. But when those opportunities are reduced greatly or eliminated, I start to feel disconnected, right? I don't know if it's FOMO or whatever, but I'm not showing up the way I normally do. And so that for me is also, I start to feel bad that, you know, I'm not providing, I'm not showing up like providing me, right? Sharing me. And then I'm also missing my community. So it's not just like, it's a two-way street. It's absolutely a two-way street. Like, it's not just about what I'm giving to the community, because man, oh man, is this community giving to me every day. And I say all the time, you receive far more than you can ever give.
Correct.
Always.
But that's the power sometimes too of being selfless. When you give and you give in that way with love, it comes back.
Yep.
It comes back.
Every time. Every time. And it comes back amplified. When you give just to give, truly give just to give. I don't care how much you give. You can give 3,000% of yourself. It's going to come back amplified.
Yep.
And that's what I need to remind myself when I'm only able to give 10, 15%, right? That it's received as more than 10, 15% because somebody gave to me and they're receiving it back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the right law. I know we talked about law of attraction. I think that's law of reciprocity
or
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I can't it's one of the laws in one of the management things from 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and I'm almost positive it's reciprocity.
Reciprocity. I'm going to call it the law of abundance or amplification. I don't know.
Well, that's still good.
Yeah. Thank you. And you guys, this just happened today, and Connected Human Conversations doesn't have guests. It's just not how that particular show runs. It's usually me, and it's been Kelly for a while, you know, having these conversations. And I saw Tim today very bravely share his personal story. I think one of the most intimate details about him is that he has a chronic cancer, a chronic leukemia, and he takes chemotherapy drugs every day. And it's, not things that people know about him. And he shared it for the first time ever on Jenny Gold's show this morning. And so I'm watching that show, and I decided in the middle of it, like, no, Tim's going to be on my show on Sunday, because once you start telling your story, you need to keep telling it.
Yep.
You need to keep telling it. And there's going to be different people at my show than we're at Jenny's, and somebody's going to see him, and it's just going to keep going and going and going, because everybody's unique journey, right? Right. I look at Tim, who's like out there every day and happy and smiling, and like, wow, you lay your head on, like, we all hopefully lay our head on the pillow at the end of the day and are grateful for the day we had and the day we got.
Speaking of that, and that story, it kind of runs in the same area. Did you guys happen to see anywhere on social media, and I can't think of her name, but she was on America's Got Talent this week. And she's a 30-year-old woman who sang on there, and her singing alone was so inspiring. But her cancer is so bad, she has about a 2% chance.
You're talking about Doyle?
So it was Simon Cowell and
I think it's Brenda Doyle.
And again, her singing alone would give her a career, but she has cancer so bad, she's been given about a 2% chance to live. But yet, the way she looks at life and why she wanted to go on that show was just her infectious personality and level of positivity in trying to go, no, I still have a 2% chance. I am going to fight and live for my life, and to inspire others. So when you shared what you shared about Tim, it's how we impact and inspire others. It's like I look back in the time of my life and had so much grief and depression. I wish somebody would have smacked me upside my head to find that level of positivity, because I lived in squalor and woe is me, and my life's awful, and I just have no value, and I want to kill myself. But yet when you become full of life in these moments, you inspire so many.
Was this like 2 days ago?
I honestly, I don't know. It was this week, because I saw it just a few days ago on Facebook. And as I sat there and watched it, I watched it twice over the course of 7 minutes and cried.
Yeah, it's
over it, because
and Simon Cowell gave her the golden buzzer or something like that.
He gave her the golden buzzer immediately.
Her name's
again, her singing was like ridiculously awesome. Going, oh my God, that girl can be a professional singer. But then her story was so inspiring.
Joe, will you
and
put
as
her
she
name in the
left the
comments?
stage,
Hey, you guys,
I cried.
Right. Can you do
You again? I don't know what's happening with you this week. Just crying over everything. I don't understand.
I was sitting in the chair just bawling. I'm like, oh my God. But those are people too that that inspire me.
Right. Yeah.
We all need, still
TV shows too. So, like, I was watching one this week, and I was crying watching Loki on Wednesday. Hey, listen, don't judge me. I mean, it really was a touching moment when he died.
Well, I'm awful. I cried about anything.
Yeah. Well, I do too. My wife will come in and see me. I'll watch like a drama. She'll come in and go, "Are you crying?" It's very touching. And I cry more now than I did when I was, like when we were first together. And I think it's because I just held it in. Now, after it doesn't matter now. So many years, I don't care. You're going to just.
This is what it gets.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where our vulnerability is really where our relationships are built, right? That's where we form those bonds, is in our vulnerability, and how people show up and how they show up when there's chaos and crisis. Do they take the step forward towards you, or do they take the step away? Right. And how we show up for others when that they're in that state. And right. that's where the bonds really form, in that place of vulnerability and seeing each other in our realest, rawest states. And again, the people who step forward and choose to enter that really ugly, snotty space with you, I mean, they're keepers.
Yep.
And I know I do the same thing for them. And for the record, I buy Kleenex in bulk at Costco, and I'm one person. I live in right. It's me and 2 cats, and I buy it in bulk.
Well, my daughter works at Costco, so that's a good thing.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything you buy in bulk over there.
Yes. Well,
a Bill Weber just said something. She wrote an original song, and it's coming back to me now. Sang a song she wrote. The name of the song was "It's Okay."
Mm.
And again, regardless of where you are and how bad your circumstances are, it's okay.
Yeah.
And she wrote that song, and the words were just beautiful. And knowing that she had a 2% chance, I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, but
We're
the
never
magician
the
who
first to
adopted
be
the
there.
baby, I did not. Wow.
Oh, I didn't get to see it yet because he did send me the link. He knew it would make me cry, Tim. But the reality is, we're never the first person to be in that place.
Right.
It's so
we're not the first
said.
or only person to be in that place.
God, that's so beautiful.
And that's why that radiating real thing is so important.
I really love this, Nancy. I'm glad you decided to come on.
Yes, Tim made fun of me because my 1 minute, is
I know. I saw. I put it up there. This is the longest 1 minute ever.
But I can't help myself when I have the opportunity. I have it. It's actually taped to my computer. I drink Good Earth tea, and there's always like sayings on the tag, and it says, "Time you enjoy wasting was not wasted."
You're right.
No. Because again, it's what I talk about. It's this simple. Is one person will find such value in it. And
what a privilege.
That's all it takes.
What a privilege, right? That I could possibly do that for someone. And I won't say possibly because I know I will, whether it's in this moment, replay a week, a month, a year, 10 years, right? It's a privilege. Man, is it a privilege.
I want to find.
You're a great individual, Nancy. No matter what, everybody needs to follow you. So right there, right there.
On board.
Thank
Support.
Love you, Tim.
Love you too, Tim. Remember, you're on next week, Tim.
There you go. It all started there.
Right there. One.
And you talk about one moment changing.
That was my define. Reggie Waterman's doing it. Your one defining moment. There it is.
Reggie's another great guy. If you're not connected to Reggie, get connected to Reggie. This is just
the power of one understanding the importance of that moment. But again, embracing it and then doing something about it.
Yeah.
And if you're stuck, reach out. Like Joe said, reach out. One of the things, Chick with the Tool Bed is all about, and this is what I was talking to Tim about, like when you're stuck, like the program is all about, okay, let's find your voice, right? Not is who you have been. Is that your real true voice, right? Everybody that people are telling you to be, is that your real true voice? Let's find that. And then let's find the most comfortable way for you to use it, to show up with it. Right. Because again, like you were saying, Michael, right, it's in time, right? In time, people, it has to be in their right time. Well, and I think part of it is we have to get acquainted with ourselves and figure out what our way of expressing our voices. It's not the same for everyone. It's really not. And so being given space to say like, okay, well, what does feel good to you to share your voice in the world? What brings you joy? What makes you feel empowered? And to find those things and tap into them.
It's like someone, I got to be careful. There are kids around here, but
I'll lean in. Go ahead. You can say it quietly.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was on a call the other night. Maybe a couple weeks ago now. There was like 30 people, and it was a Q&A, and like, well, Michael Ray, what do you do to unwind? And I said, drink bourbon and make love.
Listen, there's so much truth in that, and you're real.
Yeah, but
you're real.
What you're supposed to do when you're anxious and stuff, instead of shaking it all out. I'm with you. It's okay.
I mean, yeah, it's like, what do you want me to do? I mean,
Talk about
Again, it
talk
just
about
all
an
goes back
intimate, vulnerable moment to share.
Yeah, it's
You know, and that's the thing is what I think we were saying this the other day. Kelly was talking about on the Islands of Misfit Toys that she is actually in a program to be a sex coach. And she had been so scared to say it. Like we had talked about behind like the scenes and she was like, I don't know if I really want to say it. Da, da, da. And she actually said it on the show. Right. And it was amazing to see her do that. But she got great feedback. But I kept saying, I'm like, come on, we're all adults. We don't want to admit that sex is an important part of our lives, or we'd like it to be an important part of our lives. If it's not, you know, like why can't we talk about sex?
I'm with
you're
you.
right. Yeah.
My kids get a little skittish when my wife and I, like when we're over there and displaying like affection or whatever, and they get a little skittish. Come on, they'll say something. Go, how do you think you're here?
Right.
And you should be happy at 50 years old, and I still got the heat. That's.
I love the heat, man.
I know. I mean,
absolutely. That's my nieces and nephews used to get that whole grossed out thing. I'm like, you should be so lucky with your partner after however many years, 26, 27 years that they've been married, that they look at each other like it's the first time they met.
Yep.
We should all be so lucky.
Right. And you know what? It's funny. My father-in-law, I remember saying something to him, and this is before my mother-in-law passed away, but him and I were talking. I go, do you ever, I forgot how we got on the comment or how we got there, but he basically told me that when I'm looking at your mother-in-law, it's the same. I see her the same way I saw her when we first met. Yeah. He doesn't see her as, she aged so much.
Right.
And my wife's the same thing. I don't know how she looks at this and sees a sexual Adonis. Every time I look in the mirror, I see George Costanza. So
you sexy man beast.
All right. Well, you guys, here's a commitment I want to make to you and to this LinkedIn community. Because James is so generous and he's given me a wide berth, I would love to have an adult conversation. Nothing raunchy, like not that, because I think people are always worried it's going to get into this place where like, no, we're adults discussing things. I want to have that conversation this summer, and I would like to invite both of you to be part of it.
I'll do it. I'm good.
All right, there you go.
Count me in.
Okay.
Of course he's doing it.
Well, yeah. Well, he is doing it. I'm the only one around here not doing it.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Hey,
that's why I said there's some of us that would like sex to be an important part of our lives.
Can we make sure I get the bottle of Blatz by that time, Michael?
Yes, we'll make sure.
I bet that can happen. And here's the thing, for me, I could be really worried about my brand right now. Right? Maybe like being the person who talks about sex could hurt my brand or put some people off, or that I'm engaging in these conversations. And I think that's another pitfall here. Like I'm my branding. This is who I am in my entirety. So like, if you work with me, if you come to my show, if you watch this conversation on sex, like this is who I am.
Right.
And so worrying about it hurting my brand, like and not in a dismissive way. If you are so uncomfortable with the conversation, then you probably are uncomfortable being in my community, right? Because these are the people who are in my community.
Right.
And so rather than shy away from offending a handful of people potentially, how about stepping into it and actually inspiring,
correct,
normalizing for so many more than I would ever offend will benefit from that conversation.
I would go, I'm going to, now you might not have seen this, but it was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And if you've seen it, you might remember
That's the one with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it's the one with Kurt Russell.
It's all going over my head.
But Drax was in there, and they were talking about, like Kurt Russell was Star-Lord's father, like a planet. How did the planet have sex with your mother, who's Earth thing or whatever. But they were going like, just, dude, we don't, they were looking at Drax. We don't want to know how my dad did it. And Drax said, you Earthers have so many hangups. We always sit around the fire every year and talk about how my parents got together and did whatever. And he went on with that. And it was like, don't have the hang up. Everybody does it. And just freely admit it. And it's okay. And that's how come for myself and my wife, we always wanted to teach our kids, make sure the person that you're with, whoever you decide to be with, you love them, you show them that love, because that's what's going to make a happier marriage going forward. The reason why my wife and I have been together for so long is because we show each other that love all the time. It's just, we appreciate each other. We could be in the car and it's funny, and we're talking, and every time we hang up, we always say, love you. Love each and every. I could be going to the store and just, it's 5 minutes away. I'm not even, I could be calling her back in 5 minutes. All right, I'll call you back. Love you. And and we've always done that. And I think it's just, I think that's what made our marriage a lot better.
But look, man, people get killed going on the way to the store. Nothing is promised.
Correct.
We're not guaranteed we're going to live to be 85 years old. So you never know in that moment. And I think that's a beautiful statement you just made, to continue to reinforce the love you have, because there might be that moment in which it's your last, and those words being uttered are powerful.
Yeah. No, I agree. 1,000%.
But you know, and a lot of times, and I tell people this too, and Nancy, it goes to what you just said though, is those two simple words: be you. Just be you. Don't change who you are in any situation about a brand. I mean, just do you. Let you shine. You know.
And that's the thing, is I think there is, like, we worry about branding and how we're perceived and all of that. And sure, it's important, right? In certain situations, it is important, but that's part of who we are. We know we can code switch into where we need to be, and without entirely losing yourself. But listen, I am an empathetic, compassionate, open-hearted, New York cursing, hard-ass bitch. Like, I'm all of it. I'm the whole realm. It's funny, when I was single the first time, my brother worked in a really large law firm, and my sister-in-law was determined to find, the man of my dreams there. And so she would be like, well, tell your brother what you're looking for. And I very seriously said to my brother, and I still believe this to this day, I said, okay, well, he's always going to start with, I love you. Always start with, I love you. But he's going to say, I love you, but you're being a bitch right now. Because I know what I'm capable of. And I don't want someone who's going to allow me to do that to them, to transgress boundaries or make them feel anything, like it's not okay. And it's okay to say to me, and if we have the relationship that I intend to have, it's to survive you telling me that I'm being a bitch right now.
Yep.
Right. And that's the truth of it. And I am every end.
Me out.
Yeah. I go from kitten to lion. Like, I have the whole gamut. Like, I do.
The claws and the roar come out.
Yep. And if you really get me going, then you don't want to see that side of me necessarily, because, well, it's my lioness side. It's my, I'm going to protect the people I love side. Don't you dare. Right. No. Don't do it. Yep. Right. There's no holding back. If you were threatening the people I love, the claws are out.
Yep.
And sharpened. Like, it's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my wife is the same way, and she's from New York, and she is the same way. She is she sticks up for family. She is really big on sticking up. If somebody wrongs the family, that's it. And
have you guys ever seen the movie Saving Silverman?
Yes. Oh my God!
I don't remember if they have. I know I saw it, but I can't remember.
It made me think of the very end of the movie, in which I'm trying to it's Amanda Peet.
Yeah, and his Jason Biggs friend. And they got together because they
hardcore bitch I've always needed.
Right, I remember that.
Listen,
that was fun.
I'm single because I'm overqualified for the job.
Right.
And I'm a lot, not in a bad way, but I'm a strong woman. I have opinions. I have lived a life, And all of that goes into making me who I am. And I'm not going to put it aside, and I'm not going to step away from it, and I'm not going to lose my voice. So you got to be ready to accept that from me. If you're with me, like even as a friend, though, honestly, I think it happens as a friend too. It's like, oh, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you, because as your friend, I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody else will blow smoke up your ass. Doing
What about like smoke being blown up my ass?
Does that sound like fun to you, Michael Ray? But like they'll tell you what you want to hear, because it's easier to tell you what you want to hear. It's easier to tell people what they want to hear, right? It's so much easier.
Oh.
So for me to be your friend and be honest and know that it's going to be a hard conversation, and maybe you won't like it and maybe it'll hurt you, but man, I love you. And so here's the scoop.
Yep. And that's how it should be. And actually, one of my dear friends, Gregory Adams, he does the same thing with me. And actually, I trained him. He's my boss. He's my boss. Oh, and if I'm about to talk about this, maybe I should put that up really quick. Sorry. Yeah, all the opinions and views.
Disclaimer.
Expressed
I'm taking you guys on we're going on a field trip because I need something to drink. I ran out of water. So.
Well, and Michael Ray, this is a great time. Any closing remarks? I know we're at the hour and a half mark. I know you're going to be on XXO tonight.
I am, and I'm gonna step away here in 5 minutes and have dinner with my family. But closing remarks, for the love of all that is awesome and holy. Look, I mean, I put it in every post, but I live it and believe it because I see it and feel it. Is just be mindful in knowing that your emotions, when you're moving around now, especially more so that hopefully we're on the other side of COVID, you never know what someone is going through. And that the simplicity of what you say and do, even if you don't even open your mouth, when you share a smile with a stranger, it is infectious. It is. I see and feel it and live it. And I would challenge anybody to just smile at a stranger. I just a really quick story. I actually did a video about it, I think a little bit more than a year ago, and I'll never forget it. But I was at a stoplight, and sometimes I'm a little vain, and I had actually nose hair trimmers in the car. And I was at a stoplight, and I was trimming my nose hairs, and I turn and look, and this lady had her dog on her lap, and the dog was staring at me. And I just lost it. I started laughing so hard, but I rolled the window down. And then I got the lady to roll her window down right before the light turned. And I said, hey, I just want you to know that I think I made your dog laugh. We never know where we are, and it happened to be because I was trimming my nose hairs.
Which means you should definitely be trimming your nose hairs in your car all the time.
That's new for me. I usually do it in the bathroom in the mornings, but
maybe you need to take it on the road.
Yeah, maybe I should have my clippers in the car. So I might try. And was it scissors or was it the electric razor?
Oh no, dude! It was the rotating. It's the battery powered oscillating one that you jam up there and let it clean house.
Okay, the speech pathologist to me is like, there's actually reason for those hairs in your nose, right? Like, don't go too far up there.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Well, what are the reasons?
Yeah.
Well, they filter the air that you breathe, pretty much.
Well, I know that, but you could trim them back, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying don't go like all the way up to your brain, like just the ones that you see.
I'm not tickling my brain matter.
All right.
I thought you were going to say it'd make me less horny if I took them out.
Oh gosh, I don't think there's anything that could do that, quite frankly, Michael.
That's so true.
I just want to, Bernie, thank you. I see your comment. I appreciate that, and I will get to that request. I've shared a lot of my opinions and a lot of my philosophies, but what I want to end on is pretty much what Michael Ray is saying. There are so many people who walk through this world unseen, truly unseen.
It's so true.
And the smallest gesture of seeing someone, letting them know they're seen, is a very powerful thing to do. Like I get chills just thinking about it. Like, imagine walking through life unseen and someone smiles at you. They like, you're not transparent. You actually are there and valued and treated like a human. And it doesn't, I'm not talking about any specific population. It's not like, oh, homeless people or, something like that. It's everyday people. It's everyone out there. Yep. They're the people who are checking you out at the grocery store that no one talks to, or you're on your phone. Like, one of my things is I won't be on my phone when I'm like at a counter with a or with a salesperson, or if I have to be, I apologize to them, because why? Like, what? You're a human being.
Yeah.
You're a human being. And so I would encourage everyone, my call to action is to make people feel seen.
And you know what, too, to add to that, when you are at the counter, to use their name.
Yes.
I do that all the time.
Makes them real. I was at a gas station today. Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, it's Paul squared. Both the dudes working there had name tags that had Paul on. I was like, welcome to the world of Paul.
Yeah.
See, I love doing that stuff. My kid, because I'll just do it in like how I'm talking to you and Nancy. I'll do it just like this. Hey, Chris, what's up? How's everything going?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll like, how'd you know? Or if I'm walking down Walmart, I'll do it just for the heck of it.
It is.
Hey, Tom. And just, and just keep going. Do I know you? No. I just want to say, hey.
Well, and one of my favorite things to do is walk by someone and compliment them. Just as you're going, like, oh, love your hair. Love that shirt. What a beautiful smile.
She calls it filling their bucket.
Yes.
And this was something that she learned back when she was, I think, first grade or whatever. And not that we teach our kids not to talk to strangers or whatever, but Tori, and you met her, Michael Ray, but Tori was just exceptional. We couldn't teach her that because she just would go up to people. And I remember we were at the Walmart and we were walking, and this lady had this, her baby in this, it was like a cloth thing that they put in for the thing where the baby sits in. And my daughter said, oh, I like your baby chair. And the lady goes, well, thank you. And then she walks away, and Tori looks at me and she goes, I just filled her bucket, Dad. So I go, that is really nice. And now you're talking about 10 years ago or more than 10 years ago. And now she's 18 and she still does it. To this day, that's one of the joys. She just compliments people.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what I tell people. That is love. It's just simply loving a stranger.
Yeah, that's that non-judgmental, open-hearted.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Kamakshi.
Kamakshi. How do you Kamakshi?
Kamakshi. Or you can call her Special K. Kamakshi.
Special K. She's always on your show, and I watch her. And if you ask what her favorite meal is, it's not a cereal.
Right. Her breakfast is not a cereal.
Yep. I can't remember, but it stuck in my mind that, all right, she doesn't like cereal, or something like that, or it's not a cereal.
Yes. And there's one word that we always get wrong, but it's something, it's lacto. Wow, now I'm not going to remember it. Lacto vegetarian, something Indian food with rice, and that's like her jam.
Her jam.
Her jam. She's amazing. You guys, if you are not connected to Kamakshi, Special K, 18 years old, just graduated today from high school.
Congratulations.
She is the founder and CEO of a nonprofit called Universal Video. So, and it's
Wait, hasn't Raquel had her on Rock Vision?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
And so, guys, connect with her and find out about Universal Video, which is basically bringing like real life knowledge, like from life into a classroom. And everything they're doing is free of charge. So
that young woman's future is bright.
Oh, absolutely. I know what I was doing at 18, and it wasn't changing the world in a positive way.
I know what I was doing. It was called Nate Ball and brown liquor. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Michael Ray. Yeah.
Here's the little
bong rips and
yeah. Here are the things to know about me, right? Because I come on the show and look, I've got my shit together for the most part, and I'm a happy person and I've got a good life. But perfect? No, far from it. I grew up about a half hour northwest of Manhattan. I had a fake ID starting from the age of 15 and would go into bars in Manhattan. I should be dead. Literally, like 15 years old in bars with people 21 years and older. But again, like none of us is perfect. We're not always going to make the right choice or the smart choice. But you know, luckily I have the opportunity to tell people that now in hindsight, when it was something that was a pretty dangerous move, because my parents didn't know where I was and was never wearing what I left the house in. And, you know, before cell phones to text my friends and see where I was, you know, nobody knew. But the idea that none of us is perfect, we are perfect in our own way, but to think that you're going to go through life making every quote unquote right decision, every decision is going to be right, is so very wrong. And the reality is every decision you make, every wrong decision and every right decision you make is the right decision.
Very true.
So well said.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, it's been an hour and a half. I love you both.
Love to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me crash. Thank you so much.
It's a huge win.
I enjoy the crash.
Thank you. I love to be in here, you guys.
I want to crash more often.
Okay, feel free. Right, we're just gonna show up.
You guys,
it's called Crash and Smash.
I know Ira tried to get me to do a show called Joe After Dark. So it's not what you're thinking about. Wow. I know.
I'm already ready.
Nancy just talked about, and no.
I think it's Late Night Joe.
It was actually Joe After Dark was after. It was about the dark was Batman. It was a play on the Dark Knight. Joe After Dark, and I don't know, but yeah, it would be maybe something similar. I don't know. I'll talk to you guys later about that.
Exactly. We'll flesh that one out for you.
Yeah, we will. That would be awesome. But Nancy, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Mike Ray, you know, I'll be talking to you. You'll probably be FaceTiming me sometime, so it doesn't matter. So it's great. But I appreciate you so much, brother. You and Maddie, thank you. Nancy, just big hearts. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And, well,
Love
we're out.
God bless.
Bye, everyone.
You both. All right, take care.
BowmanDigitalMedia.com.
JoeTheFinanceGuy.com.
Right.